All right, everybody. Today's Monday, June 10th, as we come one day closer to the end. Or maybe I should say one day closer, one day farther away from the end of the Thrill of the Chase. Yeah, it is Forrest Fenn Treasure Found Mondays. Here we go. There were a bunch of questions we missed last show, the 9 Mile Hole show Kpro's going to talk about, and then also Netflix update. So take it away, Kpro.
Okay, well, bring up the I made a PowerPoint because Vista Home says last week they came out of the search closet in a good way. What will they expose tonight? So I think we got a little carried away in talking and going. The chat had over 200 people in it. We missed a lot, and some people were particularly upset that we were only answering some people's questions. So I made a PowerPoint and I went over the 120 some odd comments, but this is a slide, so I'm taking away I broke out the PowerPoint. Mike, I broke out.
Just based on questions in chat?
Yeah, because I didn't want to miss any.
Well, you can't say we're not there for the community, people. Kpro went through, redid the entire chat and took all the questions that we didn't answer or the ones she picked.
And just to be fair, usually I miss a lot in chat. Usually I wait a day or two and I'll rewatch it once and I'll with the chat, and it's pretty cool because it's like, I can't believe I missed that. But this one we missed a lot. So I apologize up front, and the emails I got and the comments, and yeah.
All right. Well, let's just jump right into it then, shall we?
Jump up and get
the aftermath. I guess that's questions is what you meant by that, right?
Yeah, there was more questions. So kind of the aftermath of 9 Mile Hole discussion, all of that. And then Netflix, we got some updates. And a lot of people are like, I know Netflix is coming, but I don't know a lot about it. I'm going to give you my best educated guess. I won't say anything's official. I did talk to Jared, I don't know, a week or so ago, as he was hitting the home stretch. It was just before the home stretch. So it should have been, or it would have been about 2 weeks ago. Sus, willy-nilly says, volcano, sus. Okay, so let's jump in. Next slide, please, because we can't make it a 2-hour show.
It's just funny talking about comments from our past shows. I just went into the held for review comments, which I haven't done in a while. And there's a very long paragraph from Copper Dan from 4 weeks ago when we did JCB in the olive jar. So I don't know if we want to read that or not, but it was never posted. So,
well, if it's held for review, that's usually due to cursing, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like he cursed. But again, I haven't read all of it. So anyway, maybe at the end we'll read that for Copper Dan. We'll see.
Look what Doug Heidick says, our favorite olive jar deliverer.
There it is, everybody. The invitation, a treasure hunt in Clark County, Nevada for gold and silver, including a Forrest Fenn gold coin, direct from his chest, direct from the auction to us. Still available, questmystery.com if you want to pick up.
Oh my God, I didn't mean a commercial. Right. Okay, let's go. That's Thursday, and we have an update for Thursday on the invitation. No, it hasn't been found. Everybody thinks we're going to hold on to it and say that. Okay, let's jump in and get down. Come on, let's go. Okay, so we missed a lot, over 200 people, like I said. Chat was going fast. It's a little slower today. And so there was no malintent. We didn't omit anybody on purpose, or at least I didn't. Mike does that. I don't. I stay away from the drama. So I went back through the chat, and actually I had to a couple times, because usually I put it on either 1.5 or 2.0 and I zipped through it, but the chat was going so fast and it was a 2-hour show. So it was a lot. Okay. So I'm going to do the best I can in answering the questions that I got. Some of them are comments that others made that said, what the hell? Did you see this? And do you know about this? Some of it was, we want to go over Bill Gorman's map that Bill, I'm going to tell you, I spent over an hour researching that map that you gave me. Don't laugh, Mike. I learned. And as long as you learn in this world, I know the entire structure of the national park system now, including Hawaii and Alaska. But we'll get into that. So let's jump in. And then we'll get into Netflix. Yeah, next slide. Okay, right. So each one's a bubble. And the last ones are a little more sensitive. So I'm going to have Mike and I weigh in together on them. So somebody said some of the evidence that you missed, Mike, because you didn't do a thorough job, because you said suck it to everybody, was Jack sent Forrest an email, and I didn't go and research it. It was good to get it all out. Well, there's There's going to be more tonight. Okay. Oh, Candy, I will look at the reliquary. I've spent more time talking to you about reliquary and not understanding it than I have spent on that map. I understand reliquary, but Mike told me he really wants to do a show with you 5 hours long on reliquary. But let's move on. Let's move on. I say it in fun. The problem is India is like a PhD in reliquary. So she starts like baby steps for me because I'm in kindergarten. And then all of a sudden she's in this advanced discussion and she's like, oh, and then this and oh, and then, and I'm like, yeah,
I'll do a live show with Candy where she can lay out her entire theory of the reliquary. That's fine.
Okay.
Plan
okay.
it. All right,
okay. Let's keep going. So Jack sent Forrest an email that said, I think I found something of yours at 9 Mile Hole. And I don't remember the exact words. And Forrest's response was, congratulations. Can you send some pictures? So some would say that is evidence that it was at that location. Because why is he congratulating? Why is Forrest congratulating Jack before he sent pictures?
Well, could it just be Jack? Could it just be Jack? Could it just be Forrest being facetious? Congratulations. Now prove it. Now send me pictures. So in other words, anybody who sends him a solve, he could have been like, congratulations. Now send me pictures. You got to prove it. That's how I take it.
Okay. So it's more like, congratulations, sucker. Prove it. Okay.
Or just great. Now send me pictures. You know, great that you found it. Send me pictures. Yeah, I take it that way. So was it a sincere congratulations?
I didn't go back and get the email. So someone asked, where's the log? I don't know where the log is. I have some guesses, but they're totally guesses. And that would be guessing that someone did something illegally. So if I'm totally randomly guessing, I don't want to say. Did you want to comment on that?
Yeah, willy-nilly says he always said that. Congratulations. So there you go. So I think it was a standard response from Forrest. And then he said, send me pictures. Okay.
You slipped in 9 Mile Hole, C-star. I don't know what that means, C-star. But okay, where's the log, Mike? Where is the log?
I don't know who took the log. I don't know where the log is, so I really don't know. I mean, we can guess all day, but I haven't heard anybody like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who took the log. Probably Toby and Shelly.
This is shocking news. Brent John is saying he has the solve. Shocking. I've never heard that from you, Brent John. I love you, Brent John.
Hey, Brent John.
The kidnapped log. Exactly. I don't know where the log is. I have some guesses, but I'm not going to guess in public. Okay. If there was a video, McCracken would have it, right?
If there was
a discovery, right?
No, because isn't that client lawyer privilege where they couldn't?
Well, it's interesting. I did not pull the deposition, but if you pull the deposition that McCracken posted on Harry's site,
that is an interesting question, right? Go ahead.
The question McCracken said was, I would like to be provided the video of Forrest going over the clues. Mm-hmm. And Carl objected and said, we object because that is attorney-client privileged information.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
And
they're in a joint defense.
McCracken, no, not even joint defense because it was just Forrest, even though he would have took either video. And McCracken was not legally aware enough that he could go to the judge and make them in discovery or make the judge decide, is that really attorney-client privilege or not? So he got out-lawyered. But he did try, and they didn't say one does not exist. What he said was it's under attorney-client privilege. And if somebody wants to pull the deposition, they can to get the specifics on that. But so that's the story on that. Okay. Maybe there's a log file. I don't know what that means. I'm going to keep up with chat tonight, guys. It's pretty sad that they are trying to cover everything, including holding the log for ransom. I don't know who that they are, but whoever that they are. Let's see.
Well, let's go back real quick because I got interrupted by a phone call. Okay. If there was a video, McCracken would have it. So when Carl objects and say attorney-client privilege, why was it attorney-client privilege? Wouldn't that be if that points to 9 Mile Hole? So in other words, in that video, they disclose the location. And in other words, Jack or Forrest, if they do have an agreement with Yellowstone National Park from that Zoom that they can't disclose it, well, that is attorney-client privilege, right? In other words, he can't incriminate himself. If the video incriminates Jack or Forrest and they already have an agreement, I think that would be why Carl objected.
So in a deposition, and I've been a part of several, so in a deposition, if there's an objection, you can actually say what is the basis of your objection? McCracken didn't know enough to do that. So it was an objection and McCracken moved on. Where is it? I hate to say it's on Harry's. I have a copy of it somewhere. Yeah.
But then also after that.
And it is the official one. Go ahead.
But then after that, the Department of Interior filed a motion to intervene to prevent Jack from giving.
We'll get on to that. But specifically, someone asked, why didn't McCracken get it if it was? He tried to get it and they said no. Now, Street's saying that's not what it said. The transcript says, I don't remember the exact words, but I know McCracken brought it up and McCracken didn't get it. And it was either under JDA or something. So you guys, yeah.
There we go. The log was missing when I arrived in 9 Mile Hole. This is from Sam. I went with Jens, but Jens arrived the night before me with an unknown friend and went to 9 Mile Hole at 10 p.m. And then Candy says, Sam, Jens went with Justin Posey the night before. Think about that one. So this is all speculation, guys. Who knows what happened?
I have to say the German Devil isn't going to be happy with me tonight. He's one of the boxes coming up. So, and love you.
Candy says, I don't think that's actually Street. So I don't even see that message. Where are you getting that message from? But
Wrong Way Street, the one right below Brett John saying Fenn sincerely congratulated me.
That's why I got it. Now I see it. Okay. Anyway, okay. The transcript says the family doesn't know the solve.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with what I was saying. I was talking about the video.
All right.
Nothing about the family knowing anything. It was the part about and it's a long transcript, so that's just a different section.
Ken from Oklahoma says, is the part of the log that's missing? Do we believe that's where the blaze was, or is this just the log that was by?
The blaze fell like this, and Forrest there was a second log. It was not touching it. The log that bumped up against the lip of the treasure chest.
Okay.
That's the piece that was missing. I think to do some analysis on whether there was a copper box at that spot.
Maybe it's going to be a Netflix.
It is not. I can also tell you that when we get to Netflix, I'm going to tell you why that is not going to be in there.
So stay tuned, everybody. Thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. All right, here we go. Go.
Well, I need the PowerPoint because I don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. Anybody else talking about lawyers? Anybody else watch the Young Thug Rico trial today? Man, there was some fireworks. One of the lawyers got held in contempt and went to jail. I just shared the wrong screen. All right, hang on. I have that out in the background while I'm working every day. Okay, here we go. F said in 2.0, spirit, but not body. In 2.0, spirit.
So when
my spirit is there. Is that
I hope my spirit will meet Little Sam and Shiloh when they're fishing at 9 Mile Hole. I'm paraphrasing. And somebody said they would like me to comment that it says that his spirit is going to be there to meet Little Sam and Shiloh, not his body. So that means 9 Mile Hole. It's out. It's out.
Throw it out. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah.
No.
Well, I don't think Shiloh or who's the little kid? Shiloh or Sam?
Sam.
Yeah. Shiloh or Sam would ever know his body was there. Don't think Forrest wanted somebody to come across his body. But anyway.
I don't think he cared about the body as much as the spirit. He was very spiritual.
Yeah. Okay. Hooley was referring to second email about Shannon regarding Jack asked not to share.
Okay. If you remember, because some people are like, ooh, you got into it with Hooley. And I'm like, no, it was just a miscommunication. When I brought up about Shannon getting paid, and I redid it, guys, over $20,000, Hooley said something like, yeah, and that one email wasn't the case. And I was like, because I thought she meant the original email with Shannon. What she was referring to, and she later said in chat, but I totally missed it, was Shannon came on after that and shared with everyone the reason that she wasn't sharing the email with the community is Jack had respectfully asked her not to share it. And that was perhaps made up. That was what Hooley was referring to, and I agree with Hooley. And okay, and then we'll get into the rest of that later. So that's just clarifying. We're clarifying because Hooley's known to be in all the drama, so there was no drama there, guys. That was sarcasm.
There's always drama when you have a wrench, but anyway. Okay, next, Candy said in chat she got an email relevant to the Medium article with exact wording like Pam did from Fenn. Exact wording like Pam did from Fenn. Candy said in chat that she got an email relevant to the Medium article with exact wording. Is that true?
Yeah, it was in chat. It was in chat. Okay. Let's go back. Let me do the other two because Candy's in chat, so Candy can talk to it, and then let's do the two, and then we'll go back to that one because that one, if true, that's huge. I don't know. Maybe I missed it, and it's already been discussed, but this could be huge.
Candy got an email from who? From Forrest?
Forrest. Like Pam's email that had the remembrance article exact wording in it.
So there you go, Candy. Did you get an email from Forrest with the exact wording of the Medium article, like we think Pam did? Okay, we'll come back to it.
Okay. Justin's Discord discussed the range of 50,000 in the AMA and for the video, right? It is true. Though Shiloh has said no one would know a range. Justin put it in writing. I've been banned out of that Discord, so I can't get it for you guys. But Justin absolutely said the range was 50,000 and they were negotiating at that amount. So he did. It is true. So, right? Some people are like, right? Okay.
All right.
The next one is someone asked me, and I said I would get it on this show, is Douglas Preston said there's one thing, at the very end of the November 2019 interview, Douglas said there's one thing that's a hint that no one's gotten before. You remember when he said that, Mike?
There's one thing that Forrest gave that, yes, he never heard before. Yeah.
So I circled back with him. I don't know if it was at a book signing or where, or it's probably an email.
You circled back to Douglas Preston?
Yeah. Like, what did you mean? Now that
breaking news, everybody.
I've already said this. It's not breaking.
No, I said it's breaking news. Go ahead.
Okay, boss. Okay, so here's what he said. He said that he thought when Forrest said, what if it's on BLM land, national park land, national service? He went through like 6 types of land. And he said he paused and he thought that pause meant that's the type of land it's on or the order that it was. And he's like, obviously it's not the case because he didn't, whatever that pause was or whatever that break was not a national park. And he believes it's in a national park. So
Douglas Preston believes it was in a national park.
Yeah.
Okay. Breaking news right there. Okay. So Candy.
No, well, he didn't say it like that though. So don't. Okay.
We'll have to have him on the show. Candy clarified. She said, for the record, I was referring to Fenn requesting that I move to Santa Fe before he died, same as the finder. So in other words, in Jack's Medium article, he said that Forrest requested he move to Santa Fe. Candy saying, I got an email from Forrest that said the same thing. Nothing to do with like what Pam, I don't think, was talking about. Is that right, Candy? Did I get it right? So.
Okay, we'll go to the next slide because here's what she said, and maybe that's the case. So, yeah.
Okay. And Sam said they did go at 10 p.m. They against my advice with flashlights. So somebody said, why would you cross a Madison 10 o'clock at night? There's bears out there.
Because they're trying to
like they did.
cut down the log. Sorry.
Brutal Truth is in the house. 2.0, that is. Preston said Justin is a person that makes up stories. You're all in for a big surprise. Okay. Yeah.
So
Candy,
I didn't know that Justin even knew Douglas. So that's breaking news to me. If true, that's breaking news to me.
Oh, more print screens. All right. Well, there it is.
Says Fenn also sent me an email that was exactly worded the same that was mentioned in the Medium article. Finder, who is not Jack, in my opinion.
So Candy just clarified that what she meant is that Forrest asked her to move to Santa Fe before he died. Same as as Jack said in the Medium article.
Okay, not breaking news. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it's not breaking news. It's not a reliquary chest. Anyway. All right.
Oh, stop it. It is a reliquary.
Questions from last week's show.
Okay, so some people assume something that I don't think we said, but let me clarify. So Netflix saw the video of Forrest going over the 9 clues. They didn't see any monetary value and they threw it away. So we got to throw out 9 Mile Hole. Here's how I understand it. They didn't see anything. The family said we have a video. There's actually a list that was made of all the assets.
Why would you assume that Netflix saw the video? I don't even understand why somebody would assume that, but go ahead.
Okay, so the estate said we have a video of Forrest going over the 9 clues. I don't know how much detail they gave, but they did not show them the video. They said, okay, we'll pay $50,000 for it. Let's just say as a number. Maybe it was 55, maybe it was 45, but Justin's range is 50. So let's start there. And then the estate said, well, no, we want 75 or we want 100 or whatever that was. And they said, we can't get it. We can't get close enough. We're in negotiations. Like Shiloh used the word negotiations. When you're in a negotiation, that means you're getting back and forth. It's not just, if I said to you, hey, Mike, do you want to buy my car? And you say no, that's not a negotiation. A negotiation is, Mike, do you want to buy my car? And you say, sure, for 25. And I say, well, I want 50. That's a negotiation. So
let me clarify something. And this is what I understood Justin to say, but maybe I have it wrong. So you clarify it, Kpro.
Okay.
I thought what was said by Justin in the various discords on the AMAs was Shiloh and Zoe got paid to be in the Netflix doc.
Yes.
Netflix thought the video was part of that payment. And then the family said, oh, no, that's extra. So there was kind of a disagreement. Netflix thought the video was part of what they paid. And either Shiloh or whoever it is, or Carl, or whoever was acting on behalf of the family said, oh, no, that's separate. If you want the video, you have to pay this much, or even give us an amount of what you would pay. And Netflix was like, well, no, that's not what we negotiated in good faith. We thought it was part of what we already paid you. And I think that's where everything stopped. I think Netflix was like, well, we're not going to pay extra. Do I have it wrong?
Mine's a little bit. So usually, like when Cynthia became a part of Netflix, how I understand it, they don't purchase a interview, they purchase assets.
Right.
So Netflix owns like whatever they asked for, like her boots on the ground footage and that sort of thing. And she got paid $10,000, which all the others that we're going to go over, the others that are in Netflix. So that was the understanding. I agree with you. But then they came back and I mean, the estate played hardball, and good for them, and said, no, if you want that video, you're going to pay more. And they said, okay, we'll pay 50. And then they came back and said, well, no, we want more than that. And that's when the negotiation, and that's when, like Justin said, he was approached. Would he bridge the gap between what Netflix offered, which from what I understand is 50,000 or thereabouts, and what...
Do you know who approached Justin? You said Justin was approached. Is it family? Is it Netflix? Is it a searcher? Do we know, or we don't know?
I think he's pretty intricately involved in the Netflix, so he probably heard it from Jared. But I don't know if Carl and him were good or not good at that point.
Okay. All right. So gotcha. All right. I don't know if that answered my question or not, but I just don't. That's what I heard. Who knows what's true? Who knows what isn't? This is all secondhand information. Although, I mean, Justin did an AMA where he said this is how it went down. Yeah. You can believe him or not believe him.
Right.
So, okay.
So, but he did state that was what was asked is, I think a lot of people, as we were discussing things, were like saying, wait a minute, nobody knows it, but Justin said the range. And it's like, yep, but maybe Justin, just like he didn't buy Jack wasn't selling the treasure chest, nor was it at Heritage. That ended up not being the case. Wonk, wonk.
All right. Okay. Okay, back to the questions, everybody. Where are we at? Did Netflix see the solution to the solution video then pass? No, they did not.
Right.
Shiloh said Netflix, misspelled. Shiloh said Netflix. It's really Nomatica, right?
Right. And I know this gets corrected when I say the thing Netflix, the trolls come out and say, it's not Netflix, it's Vox, or it's Nomatica, or it's whatever. Right. We're just talking this, like, it could have been a negotiation with Vox. It's that doc team. So don't hold Shiloh to that. Hold me to that. Troll me for that. Don't troll Shiloh for that.
Yeah, okay. So it's not Netflix. Netflix just got the doc a week ago, if we were to believe the what we've been told. It's the doc company, Nomatica. Okay.
Yeah.
No value versus difference in opinion and monetary value.
Yeah. So going back to the video, it's not that Netflix said there's no value. They just said, here's the amount we're willing to pay. And the estate wanted more than that, and they couldn't get close enough. So, and
that's the estate's right to ask for more money. I mean, like they said,
that does give different context of how valuable that is. If the assumption was right, which it wasn't, that the video was seen and Netflix said no thanks, then there would be could be some conclusions you can make there, but that's not what happened.
And it's, they have a limited budget. I'm sorry, but they can't just pay whatever for the video. I'm talking about Nomatica. I mean, I'm sure they can't just, all right. June 20th, 2024.
Okay, Candy. So people are saying Candy has said, and Candy's the official spokesperson paid by the Chase Underground and Shiloh for Shiloh. She is saying June 20th, 2024. What do I know about it? I'm good with Candy. I have no idea. I don't know. It's just like the log. I don't know.
It's a week from Thursday. What's supposed to happen?
This is what I was asked. Do I know anything? I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. No,
I haven't heard anything.
I have no idea. I've heard nothing. So I have no idea. You need to see Candy for that. Y'all. Okay.
So wrong way street, grumpy old men picture. This is how assumptions muddy the waters. I'll just say this. No way the video exists because Zoe already said they didn't know the solution. Shiloh lied. That doesn't mean the video doesn't exist. It means that Zoe and Shiloh didn't watch the video, at least at the time of the court when they filed those depositions, right?
Yeah, and how I understood it is Zoe didn't want to watch it.
Right.
And so that gives them plausible deniability. It doesn't mean that they can't sell it. And, Mama Q saying it's all about who you believe. Shiloh and Justin have given conflicting information. I actually believe everyone. I believe Shiloh believes there was no negotiations. I believe that there were negotiations, but just I don't think everybody has the complete information or all the people. So I don't think Shiloh's lying. I think that's the information Shiloh has. Okay.
And Mama Q says Shiloh and Justin have given conflicting info about Netflix. It's all about who you believe. That's true. It's all about who you believe.
I just said that, though. I just read that comment.
Okay.
For the records, the clue was
serious surprise. Who said serious surprise?
That's my own hunch.
Andy.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it. You're saying serious as in the summer solstice. But who said serious surprise? Okay. No bashing. People are name calling.
Yeah.
Say that is all right. Take care of it, Hooli. You got it. Take care of it. Carl said no 9-clue video. Treasure. Seeker's brutal truth.
Okay, like he always says to us, show us the evidence. Who did he say it to? Give us some context. I've never heard that he said that because he would not be my conversation with him was different. So it's all who you believe, but I don't know. You lucky I get 1 to 3. Wait, you lucky get 1 to 3 clues from Carl and video. I don't know what that means. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, let's go back to the questions.
Okay, let's go back to the questions because we have pages of this. We got stuff to do here.
Do you think Shiloh knows the solution / location? What say you, Kpro?
The only reason I'm going to say yes, this is me. I believe yes because one, he's kind of taking the lead when it comes to continuing the chase on behalf of the family. So I think if he knows, but he's also discussed with me how he went fishing at 9 Mile Hole with his grandfather and his whole family went. Why is he bringing up 9 Mile Hole? Maybe he was just being fun. I think personally he knows. I don't think he knows all the intricacies of if Jack was nudged and all of that. I do think he knows. I think he at least knows it's 9 Mile Hole. And I'll tell you some more why by the end of this, because I think his dad knows too. And his dad happened to tell a documentarian and the documentarian leaked it. And now it's going to come out because we're on Read tonight.
So do I think Shiloh knows the solution location? Yeah, because he said he did. And I don't think Shiloh's lying. Everything he sent in text to Cynthia and Ben and you and whoever else, I don't think he's lying. So when he says, I know the solution, well, then he knows it. How he knows it, I don't know. But whatever, he knows it. But when he says and I'll probably paraphrase it, what did Shiloh say is coming? Fun and answers? Is that how he words it? There's fun and answers coming?
Yeah.
The problem is it's fun and answers to him. It may not be fun and answers to me as somebody who wants to know the end of the Forrest Fenn hunt. That's all. Right. He's never actually said, I will give you the solution. I will explain. He didn't say that. He just said, there's more fun and answers coming. To what? He needs to clarify because I don't think Shiloh's lying in anything he said. He's coming out with something. I just don't know if I'm going to think it's fun like he does. That's all.
So in my opinion, think about this. If Shiloh came out that Forrest, I don't believe this. I'm giving an example. That Forrest is DB Cooper.
Okay.
That would be huge, epic, probably fun. Right. But does it get us any answers to the chase? No. And a lot of people just want to know the answers to the chase. So that's kind of one example of how that, I don't know.
Candy says Shiloh was close with Fenn. Whatever Shiloh was attempting to do is in memory of his granddad. I agree with that 100%. But his granddad said the solution is up to the finder to tell.
Right.
So
we have a box on that. We have a box on that.
We're going to get some fun, but it's not going to be the solution because didn't Forrest leave it up to the finder? And the finder has it now. If Shiloh's doing something with the finder, maybe, but tell us that. What are you waiting for? All right. Anyway. I mean, if that's the case, great. I'll be the first one to buy the book or watch the movie or whatever it is. But
kid saying Forrest said he told no one to solve. That is true before the fine. I believe. I can't say I know. I believe he told Carl because Carl's the one that videoed him going over the 9 clues. So here's why 9 Mile Hole is the correct place. There's no other location besides Santa Fe that has much meaning and memories. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Have you guys ever stopped to ask yourself if the finder is collaborating with Shiloh? She doesn't believe Jack's the finder, though. She said that last week.
Well, but if it's the real finders collaborating with Shiloh?
Oh, my God.
I mean, no. we're playing what if. What if Shiloh is gonna, with the finder, come out with the solution? That's great. I just don't know why it's taken 4 years, and I don't know why you talk around the subject. Why don't you just say, I'm working with the finder to put out the solution,
Right?
And then we'll all go crazy and go, oh my God, and then we'll wait. But
he said, this is not a high priority, and you're greedy and selfish. That's why. Stop being greedy and selfish, Mike. Suck it.
Who said that?
Shiloh said it is not a high priority for him. And then in another text said searchers are being greedy and selfish for just not waiting for the family. It scrolls on the bottom of Ben's thing all the time.
Well, I don't know. It's been 4 years though. I'm not sure how much longer we're supposed to wait. But anyway, maybe he's waiting for probate to close, and probate will never close, and therefore we have to wait forever. I don't know. But yeah, okay. All right. Can we get back to the questions? Now, the next question is Shannon said she did not.
Open it up? Can you open it up?
Well, I can just read this one.
Okay,
Shannon said she did not get $20,000 from Justin. What do you have to say to that?
I went through the whole chat. I wasn't going to clip each one. She did say, I did not get exactly $20,000 from Justin. Then she said, if I did get money from Justin, I couldn't disclose it because there's a non-disclosure in the contract, which is exactly what Justin said. But Justin added on to his, if I did pay her off and put it under an NDA, I would feel bad for the community because the community can't see it right now. Actually, I've heard it's a little bit more due to taxes, but
it's like the price is right. Yeah, it wasn't the exact amount, but
right. But then she did say, and somebody else said, is that how you bought your, and she did say, I wish I would have gotten the Netflix money. So yeah, let's, I don't know. This isn't breaking news to me because I've known for a while. But we've talked about it for a while.
Yeah, this is a good one. If the video shows not 9 Mile Hole, would you change your thoughts on 9 Mile Hole?
So I think it was Troy that asked this and said if it was like in Sinks Canyon, if Forrest was going over the 9 clues
and the video
is anywhere in, let's just say, I'm going to say Wyoming, because if it wasn't in Wyoming, then I would just be going, what? But let's say it was in Wyoming, wherever he goes through the 9 clues. One, I would believe it if it's actually Forrest. I hope AI can't do that. And 2, there's some people that I would search down.
Kill. Well, because that means they're lying. So yeah, if the video of Forrest going over the clues and it's not 9 Mile Hole, I would change my mind in a second. It's Forrest going over the clues. How do you argue with that?
Yeah.
Unless you go over the theory that he made the whole thing up to cover something. But yeah, if he's not talking about 9 Mile Hole.
People would have some splaining to do, especially if it wasn't in the park. If it was not in the park, then that would be even more. But back to the question, if I saw a 9 clues video of Forrest going over 9 clues, and it is, wouldn't it be awesome if it was my Nez Perce solve? But anyway, if it was any solve that was in Wyoming,
Glacier National Park, yeah.
Well, what if it was in another place in Yellowstone? I'd believe it, because I'm gonna, I'm not gonna believe the video is doctored. I don't believe
it was GPS. Would you believe that?
Oh God.
Sarah
No,
Davis.
because even Turd has said he doesn't believe it anymore. Turd is even giving it up. Okay, go ahead.
Sarah Davis, not only Yellowstone, but also New Mexico and Colorado Region 7.
Okay, so Bill Gorman talked a lot about this map. Here's the map. So I have several slides. I'm going to need to go slow, Mike. So this is a map of the National Park Service regions. So there are national parks in Alaska, Hawaii, and all 50 states, or all 48 rest of the states. The national park, have divided regions, and they have a regional, I think it's not vice president, but so there are regions that are set up, and then there are park superintendents set up. So Bill's position, I believe, and I might be wrong, is since Yellowstone is in Region 7 and New Mexico is in Region 7, Sarah Davis is in charge of both of those and Colorado, and that makes the solve be possible in Colorado. I'm going to walk through the research I did, and I'm hoping this is helpful because I did spend a lot of time researching this. And actually, I don't feel bad about it. I think it was rather interesting, but I do come up with a different conclusion. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so there's the head honcho of all national parks of the entire world, actually, of the 50 states.
Charles
His
Sam.
name is his title is the Director of Operations of the National Park System. There are 63 national parks, and the current person in office is named Charles Sams.
Well, that's an obvious anagram. All right, go ahead.
Jesus. He is the head guy. So he is the guy in charge of all the regions. Then what they do is they divide up the National Park Service into regions, and they have deputy directors. So region 1 is like Hawaii and it's on its own. Region 2 is like Alaska and it's on its own. But then they have they don't only divide it by state though. 3, 4, and 5 is like, I don't know, California, New Mexico, California, Oregon. And then 6, 7, and 8 is Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. Now, there's a deputy director in charge of that region. So go back one, if you can, please. So the circle that I have, there's one person in charge of each of those boxes. Each of those 12 boxes has a deputy director. So we're talking about Wyoming, Colorado. We're talking about 7. So go down to the next one. Back to the next one. So Charles Sams is the head kahuna. The guy in charge of 6, 7, 8, I'm sorry, the woman in charge of 6, 7, 8 is Carol Wendler. She's the deputy director of all of that region, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now, within 7, there are, I think, 36, and you're going to see them all in a second with the names of half of their superintendents. I stopped after half of them. But in region 7, there's Zion National Park. There's Yellowstone National Park. As an example, Zion National Park is Mike Reynolds, and that's the equivalent of Cam Shawley for Yellowstone. Cam Shawley is the head person or the superintendent. Now, under Cam Shawley is Sarah Davis, and she's the Chief Resource Officer. She is also known as the Chief Ranger. Those are the 2 titles that she was given for when she was appointed at Yellowstone. Next slide.
Well, Cam Shawley's an obvious anagram. Go ahead.
Okay, and I'll go back to... So, looking under Yellowstone, Yellowstone has a Yellowstone Administration, a division of interpretation, a division of maintenance, a division of resource and visitor protection. That's what Sarah Davis... That's Sarah Davis'
resource protection, that's it.
Right. Go to the next one.
They don't want it destroyed. There you go. Bill Gorman, if that's your real anagram name.
Okay, so when we go back to, we have the region 6, 7, and 8. I am just naming off the national parks in 7. Yellowstone, Grand Teton, Rocky Mountain National Park, Dinosaur National Park, Arches, Zion, and then you have superintendents, and there's many more national parks. The position that I believe Bill is taking is the person in charge of just resources, not Cam's position, the head for Yellowstone, that because Sarah Davis is in charge of resources at Yellowstone, she's also in charge of all of these other national parks. I'm going to give the equivalent. If you're in charge of collecting tolls at Yellowstone, you also don't go all the way down to New Mexico or Colorado. So in my opinion, can you go one more? Let me see if there's one more. I believe there is. So when she says something like in the declaration, I am the Chief Ranger of Yellowstone National Park, that, in my opinion, that is because this pertains to Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah, there's a reason she said, I'm the Chief Ranger for, if she would have said, I'm the Chief Ranger for Glacier National Park,
right,
then why would she be there for about, I get it.
Yeah, and
obviously it was in Yellowstone National Park.
I really wanted to put my time in because I know that Bill thinks sometimes we ignore him, and I don't want him to think that. I really did want to kind of walk it through because I did think it was breaking news if Sarah was in charge of something in New Mexico. Okay, next slide.
Obviously Yellowstone National Park. Okay, I think
I'll go back to chat in a sec. No, one more slide.
Oh, Lord.
Here's the other thing. I said this wrong last week. Cut it out. I said this wrong last week. I said that the Supra was just for Yellowstone. The Supra is not just for Yellowstone. I'm sorry, the SERPA. The SERPA Act is in relation to all national parks. So if we take the 3 things that Forrest said, Wyoming, and then we have Sarah Davis, and then we have the SERPA National Park that takes you to Yellowstone, in my opinion. That doesn't need to be your opinion, but in my opinion. Okay.
There we go. Okay. Oh, Yellowstone National Park.
Oh my God, I'm starting to think Turd is a good person. Shame on you, nomadic madman. Was there anywhere? Was the treasure somewhere in the red circle? LOL. Okay, you're LOLing.
Oh, you're way back on the chat.
Yes, hold on. Oh, and then if you actually want the exact, what are the parameters of Yellowstone? Exactly, there is 89 miles of Wyoming and a whole bunch of miles of. I actually pulled that because I took the time. It's important. Okay, hold on.
Okay, next.
Hold on.
I got to get back to the Young Thug Rico trial. The lawyer is going to jail for contempt.
Kpro, you have ignored me. Reliquary. See, Mike doesn't want to ignore you. Mike wants to have a whole show. Okay. Okay. I think I'm up to date. Okay.
So go. Ken says, Mike, does the poker player and you find it strange that F bothered to mention chess had not moved from the spot? Why? Because everybody thinks he had it moved. Because everybody thinks Jack retrieved it. Blah, blah, blah. So Forrest is saying it did not. He found it where I hit it. It had not been moved. Yeah, go ahead.
In my opinion, I had discussions, and I've shared the emails previously, back and forth on how much it irritated Forrest that the auction site was BS. In what he said to me, I don't know if that's true, but I think he wanted to make sure when he put a press release out that it made sure that the auction site was debunked. Now, is that because he's covering something up or because it's real? I don't know, but that's my opinion of why he put that little tidbit in.
Okay. All right. Is that it for the PowerPoint? No,
there's like 20 more slides.
Oh, more questions. Okay.
Oh, we have pages of these.
If it's up to the finder from F, family can't share location or solution, right? Exactly. That's true. In my opinion.
No. The family can legally do what they want. If they were adhering to what Forrest wanted, they would not share it without Jack's permission. But absolutely they can if they want it.
Right. I gotcha. So, well, what if there is some kind of agreement between the family and the finder that says you can't disclose it?
Well, it's interesting if you believe Justin, and Justin has said he is gag ordered, and I know that he's contractually made it so Jack can't speak. Does that include the family if it's something that was joint? I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. The auction site is real. I'll die on that hill. All right. It's going to be an interesting show, Candy. You better get your notes together. Do you think we will hear from Jack ever?
What do you think, Mike?
I wonder if Jack's waiting for the right opportunity. I don't know. I don't know was my answer. I don't know.
Of course, we don't know. These are just conjectures. Yeah. Well, statute of limitations just ended, I believe.
June 20th, right? I heard June 20th.
No, June 6th, 4 years. I think we're going to hear from Jack because he said so. He might write a book one day or whatever. I think we will hear from him one day.
Okay. Did Shiloh use the word the treasure? Did Shiloh use the word the treasure hunt is over? Did Shiloh
use the word over when he said the treasure hunt is over? I could not find the email. It was to Ralph Taylor or Joe Carleone, whatever he calls himself. He had emailed Shiloh, and Shiloh said, "Don't go out looking. There's nothing else out there. There might be some jars, but the treasure hunt is over." I don't know if he said the exact word over or not. So I cannot confirm the exact. I did not put in my long-term memory Shiloh's communication exactly to Ralph on that exact subject 3 years ago. So
please talk about the unauthorized biography. Well, like what?
I didn't know. Well, that's all it said. And I didn't know if that was 2.0 or if there's some other unauthorized. So I'm going to need to punt this one, more information, put it in the comments or put it in the chat. If that was you that asked that question, I'm just trying to be thorough. Do you see thorough? Go ahead.
Please comment on the 48 Hours episode, which I did not watch.
I watched it years ago. I zipped through it since it's on YouTube now. It's almost up to 500,000 views. It took all the family members that had someone pass away. So I think Linda Ballou was on it, a few others about how it was Forrest's fault about why all the searchers died. I personally don't believe that. I feel terrible for the situation that happened, but just like if someone dies, the Grand Canyon, or someone died. A doctor actually died at Disney World when they ate something bad in their restaurant. So stuff happens. I know it's not an exact, I just read that article today because we were thinking about going to Disney, and it was like, yikes. So I think the 48 hours took a very negative stance. And I mean, it's sexy, right? To talk about blame, and Forrest is this bad guy, and all these searcher families, and they're crying. And I can tell you the chat, or not the chat, but the comments were like very much on Forrest's side. Like, why are they blaming this man that put something out and he said to be safe, especially when you have like Eric Ashby, where when he was drowning, his friends, I guess, didn't want to get caught, I don't know, doing whatever. So they left him to drown. So was it really his fault, or is it Forrest's fault, or the friends that watched him die because they, so I'm just going to say, I think it was a bit negative. I don't think Netflix will be, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Does anyone know the 200-footer?
Yes.
You know who it was?
Yes.
Who was it?
I will not say the name. Cynthia has the video. Cynthia. And she, I don't think, she doesn't want the crazy people coming out. It was a friend of Forrest.
Okay.
And he went one time to 9 Mile Hole. On the video, I'm sorry to say this, on the video, he says
the 9 Clue video, Forrest talks about the 200-footer.
Yeah.
And breaking news, everybody. That's why you
thought that's already out. I thought that was already out.
A lot of people don't believe it or don't remember that it was said. So the name is given on the video too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
you would know, like we go,
no. Cynthia's met the person.
Yeah. Well, it was a friend of Forrest. It wasn't necessarily a searcher, right?
Correct.
But it was somebody's like, I know Forrest. I bet he put it in 9 Mile Hole. So they went over there.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Has any family member stated any more specifics to the end, like David Old?
So I don't care anymore. So I found out from a searcher that so at the trial, Jens was there and David Old was there. And I only heard this secondhand, but I'm going to put it out there and Jens can talk to it or not. David Old turned to him and they were talking, Jens and David Old, which is Shiloh's dad, Zoe's husband, and said, I don't understand why searchers can't believe it was just his favorite fishing hole.
Who said this? Who said this?
David Old, Zoe.
I just
said in English.
News. So now somebody can ask Shiloh, did your dad really say that at the trial? And then Shiloh will send you.
Well, and I know there might be some recordings of it. People don't always get to know when they're being recorded. Yeah. Okay, I need to look at chat. Okay, I'm sorry. If you can put at Kpro, I'm trying to. When do we believe Netflix and or Shiloh will release the doc? I have a PowerPoint on that. Just you wait. In 5 minutes, we'll have that answered. If the 200-footer says 9 Mile Hole, it's wrong. Okay. Shiloh's email to Josh did not have the word. I didn't know Shiloh emailed Josh. Shiloh emailed Josh? Mama Q? Wow.
Josh who? Josh who?
I'm assuming Josh Jordan, the only famous Josh.
No,
Shiloh's email to Josh did not have the word over for whoever is asking. I didn't know that Shiloh's ever emailed Josh. So can Jens come on the show as a guest speaker? AMA with Jens.
Come on with Candy, Jens. We can just hash it all.
Okay, keep going. I caught up to chat.
Can we talk about the family meeting discussing alternative endings?
So somebody in chat asked what about the ultimatum, about they use the other word that I'm never using as respect to, no, I've said everything I'm willing to say on it. And I think it's a sore point. I think it's a negative. So I've said everything that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Why won't you, Kpro, put out the transcript of the video?
It's not my place. It's not mine. It's not.
You didn't take it.
I didn't take it.
Right. Neither. I've never seen it, the transcript. So, Kpro, do you believe Fenn brought in certain people after his death to help expose what happened in the end?
Like nobody that's involved right now. Like, no, I don't. I think perhaps, like my guess is there's something up at the Cody Museum in 2026 that we'll see. I don't think I don't think so. That's my opinion.
Kpro, in all your research, did you find a particular large brown trout story?
Yes, but I did not. I found the story. I could not find. So at Eagle's Tackle Shop was the big fish, and his name was Brown. A searcher supposedly took a picture of it, sent it to Forrest, and Forrest asked then Wally or whoever runs it to take it down because they had too many searchers coming in, and it was at 9 Mile Hole. I have heard that was what was in the Temple article. Sammy, I, and Nemo spent 3 days there, I think, researching it. There's just too much. But the major article that the Eagles wrote about it goes into the brown trout and all of that. So indirectly, yes, but I wish I had actually see what supposedly Jack saw.
Okay. Do you have any thought on timelines on more real information? It's been 1,465 days. My prediction, 2,200 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna say December 31st, 2025 is going to be the bookend.
New Year's Eve this year or next year?
2025.
Oh, next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you?
I think we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see a lot with Netflix. We're going to see some cool stuff, but not all the answers. I think between I think there's a couple things that'll drop. Unfortunately, in 2025. God, it's Groundhog's Day.
Well, here's a good one. Are you willing to do a panel discussion on the chase, Kpro?
I was going to ask you that, Mike, because you're the boss of everything in the universe.
I'll do a panel. Yeah. Let's do another marathon like we used to. 12 hours, baby.
I won't do 12 hours. I will be happy to do a panel. But guess who gets to organize that?
Mike. Email kpro3@aol.com if you want.
Email Cowlazars@gmail.com.
Uh-huh. Okay, so here we go, buddy. Netflix. Here comes the secondhand information. No, actually, I don't know if it's secondhand. But
well, some of it's firsthand, some of it's secondhand. Like, I'm going to say that I think there's 4 main people. There might be a 5th. One might. I mean, I'm just going to put all of this where I've grabbed as much data. I do talk with Jared from time to time. I email from time to time. I have talked to all 4 of the searchers involved. And then I've gotten some other information I just want to go over like process for those that are interested in how Netflix works. I didn't know any of this before. So again, I'm learning and then I'm sharing my learning.
There you go. Okay, here we go. Here's the Netflix conspiracy theory bridge. Netflix, Nomatica, Vox, and the editing team.
Okay, so here's how I understand it, and it might be not exactly right, but Nomatica is the producer and filming group. This is Jared. It used to be Theo Love and his crew. They are the camera people running around doing their thing. The Vox team is the financial backing team. They're the ones that actually fronted the money for Nomatica's group to then turn and sell it to Netflix for a profit. Then there's Union Editorial, which is the editorial team that Nomatica and Vox were on the team until, and I have a timeline on this, so this is just telling the platers. They are just doing editing and transitions and all of that stuff. And I understand that they came in very late because Netflix was so excited about this project. It started out as a 1 hour, 1 episode, and they expanded it because of how much interest they have in this. And then Netflix is the streaming provider. So once Nomatica is done, which I'll go over on June 1st, they handed it over to Netflix. And then it is a 3 episodes, 1 hour limited series that'll all be dropped on the same day.
Candy, what's wrong with Nomatica? Candy's over there saying Nomatica's not good.
I thought you were talking with Jared and stuff. I thought you guys were good. Okay, so here's the timeline of what has happened. And I can tell you when I talked to Jared, he was like, this is the longest project I've ever worked on. Usually it's about a 2-hour window, but there's a lot of stuff that's happened. It was like the 2020 timeframe. I think after the find, I believe it was right after the find. Theo Love was the one that remember when the applications went out to everybody and said, if you want to apply and put your story, we will consider you. But Theo Love was the Jared now, and the project got dropped sometime, I would say in 2021. So a lot of people were emailing Theo even up to this day, and Theo's like, project was canceled. Technically, he's correct, but it was picked back up under Jared, and I'm going to say it wrong. It's not Michael. It is Mikkel. Gum Street Production is the co-producer.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means. I don't know who Gum Street is. Is Gum Street Jed?
They're the co-producer, whoever that is.
Okay, I don't know who Gum Street is. Okay, so the project was...
Better get it, JK Pioneer. Okay.
I don't have Netflix. Oh, we're going to recap it. You're going to see some clips under fair use. Okay. Project was picked back up, and Jared and McHale is how I think his name is pronounced. Jared and maybe that's the co-producer. I don't know. And that's when the Nockers were filmed. The Nockers being, I know a lot of people say anyone that believes 9 Mile Hole is the Nockers. Gum Street is Jared.
I thought Jared was Nomatica. Come on, people. Now, Jeremy's saying they're co-producers, so I think he means Nomatica and Gum Street. So who knows? But
they're saying Gum Street, and I don't even know who Gum Street is. Okay, so I'm a little off. You guys will get the concept in general, so sorry about that. So the Nockers named themselves the Nockers because they were trying to hunt down the Nook log and find out the answers when they were put up in a mansion in Yellowstone for, like, I don't know, a month, 3 summers ago. 3 summers ago or 2 summers ago, 3 summers ago, because 2 summers ago was the McCracken Trail. So 3 summers ago,
right.
And that was Amy, Matt, Justin. Oh, shut up.
You're stunned, Amy.
Justin and Cynthia. They are the OG Nookers. I know people use that term differently now, but that's how the Nookers came about. They named themselves. They were hunting for the Nook log. Okay, so 2022 to now, so like the last 2 years, the final 4 have been filmed several times. In summer of 2023, I have an exact date, it doesn't matter. The family and the estate were filmed. The estate meaning Carl. Carl was not paid. Zoe and Shiloh. So
Carl was not paid?
Carl was, Carl did not, no, Carl was not paid. I'll leave it like that.
Okay. So Jeremy just took it. In partnership with Nomatica Films, Vox Media Studios, and Netflix, Gum Street presents the incredible true story of a searing decade-long treasure hunt. So it looks like Gum Street is presenting it.
So is that from Under Theo Love, or is that a recent? I have the recent one. I actually have a screen cap of the one just a couple days ago, which we'll go into. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then in that 23-24 time frame, Netflix got excited, and Jared, whoever he's with, I swear he's with Nomatica, but maybe not, went and said, can we get a professional editing team? Because if you think about it, the cinematography is as important as the story. I always think about Jens, where he has that shot of what was that guy's name from Germany? Tilo. Yeah, and he's sitting on the thing, and then it pulls back, and you see the lake and all of that. So they've been working on final edits and transitions and all that. Now I'm in the green box on the right, the last one, because that's what's happened today. James Campbell, executive producer. Dean King, executive producer. Sam.
We know Sam.
Yeah, I know Sam. Oh, that's okay. Okay, Sam was the one. They've been doing a lot of the film. I know Sam, producer.
Jared is Nomatica, right?
I don't think Jared
Gum Street must be these other people.
Yeah, Sam was utilized for a while. Yeah, I think they're still using Sam in some capacity, but no, it's Jared and his team. So that makes a lot more sense now. Once I saw Sam was the one that met us up at GPS, and yeah, he was the one that said, okay, real film team, can you come back? And then Justin brought Amy instead of me, and then they refilmed it. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so the final due date was June 1st, 2024. Supposedly, I have not heard from Jared since that date. I talked to him maybe a week before that, and he said we're on point for June 1st. So I believe it is done and over. It is submitted now to Netflix. Now, you would think Netflix just has to turn it and it can air tomorrow, right? Hell no, because we're not that lucky.
Oh.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry I'm missing chat again, but I want to get through this slide. So what does Netflix do once they receive it? Once they receive it, they give it to translation teams. From what I understand, there's like 200 or 300 languages. All of these Netflix series are translated to, because you have Netflix all over the world. So that translation is going to take a little bit of time. They get final legal verification. Is everything there's this crazy thing called releases, Jens. So they're checking releases. They're making sure, especially because like Baby Reindeer, oh my gosh, I've been following that $170 million lawsuit because there wasn't some legal checks. So I'm sure that's going to have more scrutiny than ever. And then it's finally scheduled. When it is scheduled, so right now they say this is about a 6-month process. If they received it in June, they're going to start marketing, putting trailers together. Maybe Jared's put some trailers together, all of that. And sometime in the next couple of months, they say anywhere, unfortunately, from 3 weeks beforehand to 2, 3, 4 months beforehand, we will start seeing it and they'll start being press releases. And Jared has said, he's going to let us know when that's going to happen, but it has to get through Netflix legal. And then we're going to start seeing trailers and they will have an airing date. The good thing about the airing date is that is the day that the NDAs are over with the people that are in Netflix, which includes, I'll tell you who it includes. I even have pictures for later. But this is the big thing. Any asset that was given as a part of Netflix when they got payment cannot be utilized later. So let's say Cynthia is boots on the ground at 9 Mile Hole and found the Nook log, let's just say, and she gave that to them as part of her $10,000 payment. Even if they don't put it in Netflix and it's on the cutting room floor, she can't share it later. Netflix owns it. Yeah, right. And that's why like AGK can't share theirs, but we'll get into that in a second. Okay. Are we all good?
Yeah, I think so. All right. Okay. Thumbs up for a PowerPoint.
Oh, wait. So go back.
Oh, mother.
Just arrow up. At this point, is it 100% airing? Can it be canceled? It 100% can be canceled. I sent Cynthia an article about 6 months ago that was the top 10 scheduled releases that were already scheduled and had airing dates that got canceled because Netflix had a new person come in and they went a new direction. From what I understand, that's not probable. Netflix thinks this could be the next Baby Reindeer or some huge hit.
Reindeer.
But it's 99% maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about this process, but at this point it's signed, sealed, delivered. It's going, from my information. Maybe it got delayed an extra week, maybe not. I haven't heard from Jared, so I don't know. But here is what's released. Mike saw this, I believe.
Somebody posted it in Discord, of course.
Okay. You want me to keep talking?
Oh, yeah. So on the 4-year anniversary, which was last Thursday, I believe, whenever the 6th was or the 7th, the Nomatica Films posted this on Instagram.
See, they don't say anything about Gum Street, so I don't. Yeah. Anyway, keep going.
So it says Nomatica Films. It says, we've had an exciting start to the year, and there's more to come. We're thrilled to share the captivating tale of Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt in our upcoming limited series for Netflix, teaming up with Vox Media and Union Editorial to bring this thrilling quest for money and glory to TV. Stay tuned for the adventure. So it's coming, everybody.
Well, and it's tagged Jared. McGillard is Jared's last name. Netflix right. And Nomatica. So maybe Gum Street's involved. I don't know. But they're not in this release. So that's what I was wondering.
I said ready with popcorn. Justin hearted it as well.
Yeah.
So there it is. And they show all part of the treasure there.
Okay. So they're out. Hi, MS. They're out. Okay. So who are the characters that I know about? This is totally my opinion, but I have had communication with all 4 of these people. I've had communication with Netflix about some of these people. Not anything secret, just like they're participating. So I'm going to go from left to right. If you don't know, that's Cynthia. Cynthia is the petite little blonde, but really she has an eclectic life because she's a workout queen. Anyway, I think they're going to talk about each of these people's life stories from what I understand, but she is known as friend of Forrest. She did significant numbers of boots on the ground. She was there very early in the chase, and she grew into the person that did a lot of media for Forrest. So when a reporter would go to Forrest, he would eventually send them to Cynthia and just say, can you coordinate this for me? She is a friend of the family. She did go to the Celebration of Life.
Sounds like somebody you trusted, doesn't it? It's crazy. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, like why she would be trusted with anything. She's a friend of Carl. She posts, dinner pictures and things when she's with Carl. She, from what I understand, the focus, this is kind of this Nooker focus, post-chase investigation, her and Jared, or her and Justin, I'm sorry. And she may have access to some more info, and some of it may come out, but Netflix has to take and I did talk to Jared about this, they take a very conservative approach. They need to have releases, legalities, etc., because everybody wants to sue Netflix, because like Baby Reindeer, $170 million she's suing for defamation, and they have deep pockets. So their lawyers are going to make sure that this is right. Okay, so that's Cynthia. So there is some conjecture about who's going to be spotlighted more, Justin or Cynthia, or all four. I don't know exactly. But the second person is Justin, and there's his bronze sniffing dog, but he has passed. So everybody be nice about, I got to spend the day babysitting him. He's awesome. Tucker was his name. And he did a significant number of boots on the grounds. He, from what I'm understanding, he's actually on the Netflix team. When credits roll, he might be getting one, because he really gone above and beyond. He did not take payment, even though they were going to give him payment. He has a follow-on project related to a treasure hunt or dragon bracelet. He said the dragon bracelet, I believe, has been turned over to the group he's doing this follow-on project with. I heard he might not do it now that JCB's hunt's coming out. That's up in the air. When we hear more from Justin, we will tell you. But the end of the Netflix project was going to be launching whatever his other project is. This is what, this is it, Nomatica.
Man, keep up. Try and keep up.
Yeah, no, but I think he's more saying like rhetorically.
These are the people that are going to be in it. How they edit it, what it's going to be about. I mean, there's probably more to it than just their boots on the ground. I mean, I know Justin and Cynthia's story just from talking to them. I'm more interested in Chris and Lou, because to me that's new. I don't know what their stories are.
Yeah, so I'm talking as fast as I can. I'll go with so we know that Justin purchased the treasure chest. Netflix did get down there, or Nomatica, whoever you want to say. The doc team got down there. They were able to do a lot of kind of like JCB's money shots and all of that. They were able to get all of that. And he does have Jack info, because he negotiated with Jack and communicated directly with Jack. I don't know how much of it is in there. We'll talk more about that in a second. Then we have Chris and Christopher, is how they said it in the article that is out about them. There's a public article. I didn't put anybody's last names. All their last names are known and out there in the press, but that's just how I decided to do it. But there is an article. They did talk about, like, they sold their home and went to a smaller home to make sure that they could really, they have a special story. They think it is not 9 Mile Hole. The cost was considerable. They were considering suing Forrest at a time. I think they will have a very interesting, I want to call it storyline, but just story themselves, of just everything that and it's a father and son team. If you guys were up on Discord about, I don't know, a couple months ago, it was funny because Hooli said something to the one Chris, and she was talking to the son, and I was talking to the dad, or vice versa. And we didn't know it, and we were saying different things. And I'm like, they have not been filming. And she's like, yes, they have. Or vice versa. And it was funny because we were both, their names are the same. And so we didn't know we were talking to two different people. It totally, see, no one lied. Just once you figure out that different perspective, we figured it out. So they do have a very interesting story. So the last person, his name is Lou. From what I understand, he was a searcher in the park, but not 9 Mile Hole. He is a pilot, and he has a pretty big YouTube channel. I think he has about 80,000 subscribers. He goes around, you know how there's bird watching? There is snake watching and snake handling.
Gross.
And I mean, there's a huge population into that, though. And
shout out to Lou B.
Yeah, I think it's Lou B747, because if you didn't know it, like, he's the private pilot to Kim Kardashian at times and things like that. So he has a very interesting story. And again, like, we know Cynthia and Justin's story. If you look at these four, you have two that believe 9 Mile Hole. You have two that don't. You have two that we have heard and seen press before. We have two you have not. I think it's an interesting collection of stories. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I know what Cynthia and Justin are going to say, but the Chris and Lou is new, and Kpro, Candy's saying she's going to be disappointed. It's the same old story. Well, how can you be disappointed in something you haven't seen yet? I got to imagine after all this time and all this filming, Netflix is going to have something in it that's different. Something, and this is the first doc since it's been found.
Well, but wait, let's talk about what else will be in. From what I understand,
what else will be in.
These are going to be the main storyline people, main characters other than Forrest Fenn. Forrest Fenn's story is going to be there. And this is, these are others that maybe hadn't been filmed over years, but I think, especially for searchers, is going to be super interesting. So go to the next slide, Michael.
And there it is. We'll give Lou B a shout out here, his YouTube channel. Lou, you were right. Lou B 747. I'm an airline pilot who travels the world in search of snakes and other cool things. So pretty disgusting in my opinion, but there you go. So if you want to see about snakes and other cool things, go to his channel, Lou B 747. So he's got 76,000 subscribers. When Netflix comes out, it'll be interesting to see how much it goes up by, if it goes up at all. Okay. So go to the next slide.
Okay, and Huli, Super Ranch, she put the link into. Okay.
Yeah. Candy, you mean it's not your story. You have an opinion, just like they have an opinion, just like I have an opinion. We all have opinions.
We're over an hour.
The person who has the story. And
we're here for another year and a half. Let's keep going.
Anyway. All right. Supporting interviews. Now, this is the interesting part. This is new stuff right here.
Yeah. So we have Carl. I think most of this is known, but I'm putting it in one place because people are like, oh, snakes on a plane. That is funny. Jerry,
hang on. Wait, listen. There, I got it right for once. Okay, good.
Okay. So this is these are the people that I am aware of, and I'm going to put some caveats to it because things changed and evolved over time. So we have Carl, the estate lawyer, and he discusses the court cases, but I put an asterisk by his name, and I'm putting that by Shiloh, Zoe, and him. And maybe this is going to be the biggest epic rug pull ever, and it will be in there. But from what I understand, because of the reach out that Justin gave in relation to, can we get a hold of Jack so we can get some concrete 9 Mile Hole in there? I'm going to go over storyline on the next one in just a second. But Carl goes over the court cases and kind of what his experience has been. The only interview he has given on camera is to Cynthia that has up on the Cynthia's YouTube. So we haven't heard, the masses have not heard a lot from him. I have had some interaction with him. A few searchers have. Stuck in Chaselandia, here's a shout out to you. I know you had interaction with him. He was up. Yeah, well, and I have that. I have some asterisks. Okay, so I'm going from left to right. Carl's on the left. So Carl is in it. We have Shiloh is in it. He is the grandson. He has lots of experiences. And he has a follow-up book that is coming, much like Justin has his follow-on project. Shiloh seems to have a follow-up book in store. Zoe...
Wouldn't it make sense that Shiloh's waiting for Netflix to come out before he gives whatever his thing is? Because it's promotional. It gives a lot of eyes on him. So that makes sense. All right, go ahead.
Right, but saying that would be great.
Saying that would be great. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then Zoe is the daughter. She's the executor of the estate. She's the one that testified in the McCracken hearing. And she's the one that had a meeting with Justin and kind of helped facilitate that, getting, the provenance that was at Heritage. And from what I understand, she only discusses her father, and the only interview that she has given was to Cynthia as well. Now, she only did an audio. She did not do a video and audio with Cynthia, but that's up on Cynthia's YouTube channel as well. So this is the first time I think we're going to see and hear Zoe, which I heard her filming was fantastic and everyone cried. Shiloh's, I heard there wasn't a lot. Well, and I heard that she didn't give a lot of details of the chase part. And again, I'm hearing this secondhand, may not be true. Shiloh gave a little bit more, but not a lot, because it's more like kind of wait for my book. And then Carl, I don't know all what he gave. I wish I could get that out of him, but I can't. So, because he's under an NDA. So, but from what I understand, none of the three gave the specifics of 9 Mile Hole or the specific clue or solution. Now they may give their opinion of where it is, but there's not going to be any breaking news to the community in this regard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, let me address something. Candy's saying it's the same old story. I want to know what happened. Skippy's story. It's all about Skippy. But Candy, have you ever thought that the family doesn't want Skippy's story out, that the family doesn't want to talk about Skippy at all? I mean, I don't think the family agreed with what Forrest did with putting 2.0 in the olive jar and doing personal family stuff in this treasure chest for some random guy to find. I mean, the family might not want to talk about it. So maybe you think it's part of the ending or something, but even if it is, what if the family's like, let it go? We don't want that out. Have you ever thought of that? Selfish. All right, go ahead, Kate.
Greedy.
Just kidding.
Okay. No, you're neither. Okay, let's keep going. So then now early on when the Nockers, like they all got a mansion up at Yellowstone, Matt and Amy were both in the filming. Now, Matt, Smell the Sunshine, he is what I consider a Nooker, if you will, because he was in that original group that then replaced Mike and I. Matt was, and then then Amy Seek, she's a Nooker. And I just checked her YouTube to see a bunch of the videos are back. The one that went over Dale, and it used to be the only one that was there was Justin saying he was an entity, I think. Now there's probably 10 of them. And one of them is when Dale goes over Jack being a jerk and Forrest may have pulled it and all of that, which I found significantly interesting that they are back. Don't you find that interesting, Mike?
Yeah. There's Douglas Preston in it.
Let me go to the next slide. I'm glad you asked.
And everybody, this isn't the only people. You might see some other familiar faces. You just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. That's why we're all going to watch it when it comes out, obviously.
Yeah.
Supporting material.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to go over this before I go over who I don't think is in it and why. So the team, Vox team, because they're the money people, ordered the court hearings. That was via Zoom. Cynthia and I were both on the Zoom. We were in all of that. A few searchers were. So all of the court transcripts and the filming, but not of the actual trial. The actual trial was not filmed. It was only the pre-trial that was filmed. You may see that. There is some a Gypsy's Kiss. Now I heard this from Greg. Greg may still be in here, or Greg said it on one of his shows, and someone sent it to me that he wanted something that he thought Jack was in, and Toby just said, "I don't have rights to it anymore. I've sold it to Netflix." So we'll probably see some of the, all of their videos are down. So YouTubers in general, anything in the public domain, including, that's why I put this breaking news, the breaking news, any of the news stories, etc., that are out there, those are fair game to be in there. And then so they did purchase footage from Jed. Jed had the competing project, and Jens had sold a bunch of his footage to Jed, and then Jed, when they went under, sold it to the Netflix group or the Jared group. And there's some other doc teams. So they do have other materials from other projects that have gone belly up to this point. I did hear they did not use the Dale drive, that they did receive the Dale drive like Jens did, but they decided not to use it.
Okay,
wait. And then the last one, it's up on the top, is Forrest Fenn. There was a list made of all the different assets, videos, and audios that the family could provide or the estate could provide. I don't know how much of that, if there were certain ones selected. I had heard out of the video, because that video was too much, the 9 clues, they really were the highest priority item was when Jack came in on Monday morning to Carl's office. There is an audio of Jack very upset saying, I was supposed to see Forrest. You're not letting me see him. What the heck? And Carl says, you got to get a lawyer, dude, or you're not going to be seeing Forrest. That was all video or audio, and Netflix was hot on that trail. And I don't know if they got it or not, but I hope so.
Lily says, if Amy's videos are back, does that mean her videos weren't purchased?
I don't know. That's a good question. So I did hear that they dropped out, but I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know is the answer.
Eric Snow says, will Mike and Kpro make an appearance in the Netflix doc?
We told them years ago, anything that you want to use, because they were very interested in what Toby says as inflection points. Like, we went live when the Forrest Fenn treasure was found. We went live, and gosh, I just watched it when Forrest Fenn passed, and that was a blubbering mess. There was several inflection points, and we went to the trial, and we did some of those.
We went live every Monday for the last 4 years, and 3 years before that. So there's a lot of material they could pick from if they
Right.
so choose to.
Right. So did we sit down and film with them like Cynthia or Justin or whatever, or go boots on the ground? No, but we've told them if you want to use anything of ours, I mean, even the red button moment, you don't know. I don't know. We'll see if, I mean, I hope everybody did that. So
I would say it's 50-50, but you got to watch the doc just like we will to find out. It'll be a lot of fun. That'll be part of the fun to watch the 3 hours, is to see who's going to be in it. That's a surprise that we didn't realize was going to be in it. And there they are. Whether it's a clip from YouTube or a little 5-second thing or whatever it is. What if they're trying to show the community that was built and they took all kinds of YouTube videos from all different people that were making videos back then? That would be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Mama Q says, does this transcript show Forrest going over each clue one by one? Does Forrest confirm, or is it mostly Jack talking? So I guess she's talking about the conference room video. Remember, there's 2 videos.
Oh, in the conference room video, it is mostly Jack talking. Forrest is just like really into looking at all of the things on the treasure. He was so into. Forrest goes over the 9 clues in the 9 clues video one by one and gives a lot of specific detail. That's why there's some specific wording that would be interesting if Shiloh did want to understand that it might be out there, because it would be a major coincidence if somebody has, 10 glowing words that would be so unique wording. Maybe it could help him along of understanding what's happening.
And wouldn't it be crazy if Forrest actually drew a circle around 9 Mile Hole and signed it on a map? It'd be
Did it in the video.
Crazy.
It's in the video.
Crazy. But maybe he meant something else, everybody. Maybe he meant something else. We'll see. If the video ever comes out, we'll see. You guys make your own decision.
Yes.
Okay. The series.
Okay. So who is not included? I've just heard that they aren't, but that doesn't mean that they absolutely aren't. Like, I heard that Jack and family, etc., was not. I know Jared did kind of a Hail Mary, or Justin did a Hail Mary at the very end and tried to get him in because the videos fell through, but I don't know. Dan Barbarisi, I've heard, is not in it. Douglas, I put in McGarity just because I hadn't heard, but I heard Douglas and McGarity are not. Dale and Jenny, I know Dale declined. I haven't heard that Jenny was, so I put them together. And then the National Park Service, they may just show statements, but from what I understand, they did not get any footage like of individuals discussing it, because they've been pretty tight-lipped, right?
Marla says, I don't believe any of it whatsoever, and that's fine. You don't have to, guys. We're putting out information. You choose to believe it or not. But one interesting question is, Kpro, how do you know all of this?
What does that mean? Like, I was given the information.
How do you know who's in it and who's not in it? And how do you know all this stuff about Netflix?
Because I have had discussions. Well, Cynthia, Justin, Chris, and Lou.
You've talked to all 4 of them.
Yeah.
There you go. They filmed with Netflix, and there you go. So
and there's times that I've talked with Carl. I don't think I've talked with Shiloh since he signed and filmed. I think our Shannon thing was before, but I don't remember the timing. I have not talked to Zoe, but I've talked to people that were in discussions.
Right.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
There you go.
And Jared.
And again, maybe some of it got cut out. We don't know what's in Netflix, but we do know the people that film with them, and they've said some of the things they filmed.
Yeah, not all of Amy's videos are back, and that makes it even more interesting.
So we don't know what that means either. We don't know if Amy will be in it. We don't know everybody who's going to be in it, but there are some things because Kpro's talked to people, and we thought we'd let you know what to anticipate.
Right, and it could be there's a 5th person. It could be that they took a person out. It could be that I'm not saying that this is exactly right. This is the best of my knowledge, but certainly because I'm getting a lot of stuff through the grapevine, or somebody else sends me something. Like, I know someone in Santa Fe that knew someone that was on the filming team. So the filming team was from Santa Fe or Albuquerque, which is close enough to Santa Fe.
Right.
Santa Fe is
somebody that was on the filming crew?
Wait, no, I didn't say that.
Right,
so when the team comes out, so like Jared would come out, and like Jared met with Zoe, but when he wouldn't have his film guys actually travel with him everywhere, they had a team that he would hire the film guys. The film guys are from Santa Fe, and Santa Fe is a small town. So somebody from the Santa Fe team knew someone that knew me and came to me and said, holy crap, did you know this just was filmed? And it was funny because they said, Cynthia's there. They just filmed Shiloh and they're going to film Zoe. And I said, no way. And I called Cynthia and said, where the heck are you, Cynthia? And she said, I'm in Santa Fe. And I said, I just got a call and
there doesn't mean 9 Mile Hole. It means Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
So probably they filmed them in Forrest Fenn's house, Shiloh and Zoe, you think? Probably in the tent.
I don't know. I don't know much about Zoe's.
Okay.
Actually, there's a part at the end where Shiloh is toasting the crew.
Oh, the crew. Okay.
Yeah, the crew with some very expensive liqueur.
Any guesses on the unknown famous person?
Yeah, let's bring this back up. You guys are getting ahead of me. I haven't even gotten there.
Can we get a hand clap for Kpro with all the inside information, please?
I'm trying. I probably am wrong, though.
Come on, people. Whether it's true or all made up, give it up. All right.
Okay.
Not included. Okay. Conclusion will be 9 Mile Hole. Well, that's interesting. Do you think there will be a conclusion of 9 Mile Hole or not?
So from what I'm understanding, it is going to be that it was found at 9 Mile Hole. But because they weren't able to get the video and they weren't able to get a couple things cleared, like soil samples. Let me give you the example. Put this down for a second. So I'm going to use this as a hypothetical maybe, but I talked directly to Justin about this one. So I feel pretty confident in it, but he may need to deny it, which is fine. So let's say in 2021, Justin was going to do soil sampling and he really wanted Netflix to pull a permit. And they thought, or let's say 2022, but they thought, no, we're going to get that video, so we're good. Then it comes out later, oh, we really need that soil sampling because we need that smoking gun. Well, you can't pull a permit after the soil sample shows from before. So the soil samples will not be included in Netflix. And that could have been or helped with the amount of evidence. But unfortunately, because of timing and they thought they had other assets in negotiations, they didn't. So the thing that I don't know, I know that they are going to say they believe it's 9 Mile Hole, but I believe if I were to guess, this is a total guess, since they have two people that are not 9 Mile Hole and two people that are, they're going to leave it somewhat a mystery or a hot mess or shit show or whatever we want to say.
Okay. All right, here, I was going to type it, but this is a question we all know the answer to. But Ken says, this may be a stupid question. Am I right to say the video of F saying the solve was filmed after the find announcement? Yes, it was filmed after the find before he met with Jack in the conference room. Okay.
He met with Jack on that Thursday. He did the film on Wednesday. Because
Carl said you need to if the family gets sued, you need to say what the solution was. Anyway, okay, so lots of illegal issues, and you think that means they probably won't maybe say that? No.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, things that they have, they can't legally get cleared. Okay. If you have an illegal soil sample that you didn't pull a permit for in Yellowstone, you can't show the results of that without getting into trouble, and Netflix isn't going to allow that. So there's a lot more data and evidence that is not going to be included in Netflix. And that's why me personally am excited about Netflix coming, because once the NDAs are over, we can have everybody on the show. Let's do a WSOF meetup and people can bring the evidence that they maybe didn't clear legal.
Right. So that makes sense. We should have Lou, the Hearst, Cynthia, Justin on to talk about what they filmed, which didn't make it in the show. Everything that was talked about that wasn't in the show that we talked about. Okay. Okay, let's get to it. Actually, who is the famous person? The mystery ending famous person. Now, Sam, USA China just said, does their last name start with G? Who the hell's last name starts with G?
Josh Gates.
Oh, well, that would make sense if it's Josh Gates, but I was about to say, wouldn't Josh Gates want to do his own Expedition Unknown? But I could see him being on a Netflix series. He did 2 shows on it, so I could see him doing it. Didn't he do 2?
I heard it was a famous person. I have to tell you, this is why I'm kind of excited. This has not leaked to anyone I know. Damn it. So I don't know who it is.
There's going to be a famous person.
I heard that when they secured it, and I got a call from several people saying, have you heard who it is? And I'm like, no, who? And they're like, no, I'm asking you. I need to give you info. And I'm like, no, I don't.
William Shatner.
Yeah, so I don't know. Really, well, could it be Chris Christopherson?
Yeah, no, from his hospital bed. No. But even William Shatner's almost 90. He's still going strong. But anyway, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Taylor Swift. There you go.
Nicolas Cage. There's a good one.
Yeah. Be fun. I don't know. This one is
Taylor Swift.
Will be fun. This will be fun to know. I don't know. I have no idea. So
it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. I mean, when this thing drops at midnight, we're going to binge watch it. So we might just stay up all night and binge watch it. Then we'll watch it again the next day over again. So.
Well, we'll be clipping out. There's going to be, I think, a solid 5 minutes that from each episode. I think that we will pick apart and we will have probably 6 months worth of data, which we're going to need to do shows on, because I think it's going to be a while. Yeah, that's it.
And there it is, everybody. Kpro's PowerPoint. Thank you, Kpro. Robert Redford.
Oh, could be. I thought no, is he still alive?
Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'd do a Zoom party.
I don't think it would be an actor. I think it'd be somebody treasure hunting related. That's why Josh Gates kind of makes sense. But Zoom watch party. That's a great idea too, Kiwi, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Bet. We'll do it. I'll just figure out the logistics. So
I would like to hear Christopher Walken read the poem. That'd be pretty cool. So there it is, everybody.
And now, is it someone okay, so if they didn't have enough money for the video, but they had enough money to get a famous person, it has to be a famous person that maybe didn't charge a lot, that was really into this. Ashton Kutcher was into this. Taylor Swift was sued, so I don't think she'd like this. And Hillary's husband is Taylor Swift's head counsel, which I just think is the funniest connection. Talk about 7 degrees.
Schwartz.
We're within like 2 degrees of Taylor Swift, honey.
I don't think Gotti Schwartz is famous enough, but
I don't think. Yeah. So, but like, why would they secure a famous person when they couldn't get enough for the video? So it has to be like more of a labor of love. That's why Nicolas Cage would be fun, or Tom Hanks, because he was in the Da Vinci Code, or I don't know.
Or it could just be somebody to do a voiceover at the end.
It could be the president, Trump, if he's not in prison. Yeah, that could be it.
Why would?
Because Trump's doctor was the key to everything.
More reckless speculation.
That's all I do.
Kevin Costner, Yellowstone. Hey, there's a
Tony DeCorporal. Yeah, that would be funny. He's not a fan.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So there you go, guys. We tried to answer the questions that we missed. Last week's show was a big one because I said Kpro doesn't believe in 9 Mile Hole. That's not what it says. Reread it. I wanted to play devil's advocate, and I think after that show, we can all agree it was in Yellowstone, most likely in 9 Mile Hole.
See, Mike actually thought doing that process was all of a sudden going to sway people to 9 Mile Hole. If you don't believe 9 Mile Hole, you're never good. You could see a 9 Clues video of Forrest talking about the glowing damn blaze or the glowing damn treasure chest, and it won't matter. It won't matter. If we have a film of Jack going to get it where he picks it up, there is a film of Jack picking it up. Yeah. And it won't matter. People are dug into whichever side.
You just said there's a film of Jack retrieving the treasure chest?
You think Jack didn't get a video of him retrieving it? Yeah.
Well, of course he did. But the question is, will it ever be released? I mean, we don't know. So, all right. There it is, everybody. Yeah, we will get into Speakeasy. I want to hear what your issue is with Vox there, Indy. If it's just because it's not about Skippy, well, then I don't want to hear that. But all right. Did Forrest Fenn say glowing? Who said glowing? Jack or Forrest?
Forrest.
Oh, Forrest said glowing. What? What was glowing?
Glowing.
What was?
When he put the treasure chest down one last time and looked at it, it was glowing.
There you go.
It's kind of cool.
More confirmation.
I mean, it actually is just the words that he selected. There's probably about 10 of them that stood out in a way that I went, if you ever want proof, anyone that a few people know it, anyone that's seen the video, those 10 words pop out. But he used the words glowing. He was excited. It was sentimental to him. If you believe it, if you don't, just ignore it.
The surprise footage will be of Forrest, but it won't be in Netflix. Well, that'd be great if Forrest made a video that's released at some point, but
yeah. And but I was thinking if Shiloh does it, he can't put it in his book because unless it's an audio book, and I don't think it is because he's making a really nice one. So like a collector's item one. So maybe Shiloh, and that's the delay, is he's working with a different group. And that's why he's delayed, is because it's not Netflix, but it's this other group. I don't know.
But just tell us that. Just say, yeah, I'm working, I mean, Cynthia and Justin told us all about Netflix, that it's coming, that it's being worked on, that they film, there's a lot of things that have been talked around without actually giving it away, but Shiloh just won't say any of it, huh? Guess he has his reasons.
Yeah. And maybe it'll all make sense one day, but it doesn't.
Did Netflix get the video of Jack? Yeah, I don't think so.
Did Netflix get the video of Jack removing the treasure? No, they did not. From what I understand, no. They are, that is the biggest Achilles heel in Netflix is there is no absolute smoking gun. They wanted the video bad. There's no absolute smoking gun that it was 9 Mile Hole. The video would have been gold to put in. That didn't come in. Jack did not engage with Netflix from what I understand. Now, I might be being told something different and they're keeping on lockdown because they know there's leaks that come out. So maybe at the last minute, but I'm pretty confident. No, I would say I'm 99. I'm as sure about GVS as Jack not in Netflix, but I don't know.
So Netflix won't have the correct solution. I think Netflix is going to provide the evidence, and you make your own decision.
Wait a minute. Why are we saying that Chris does not have the right solution? You guys haven't even seen it. Lou B might have the right solution. You can't rule them out. Now, some of you have already ruled out 9 Mile Hole before you even see the evidence, which is confirmation bias in itself. But I'm open to see all of them. Maybe I'm going to see Chris's story and go, that's where it was.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense in New Mexico or wherever. All right, everybody. There it is. There it was. There it will be. It was real. It was fun. But was it real fun? I don't know. We'll see. We're waiting on Netflix. We're waiting on Shiloh. We're waiting on JCB. With JCB, we have a date. That's all I'm saying. With JCB, we actually have a date.
Oh,
for God's sake.
And you know what? I told Mike this. So JCB's hunt releases October 21st.
4 months from now. 4 months and some change.
Most people are going to get it on the 23rd. What is October 23rd? It is one of the most important dates in the treasure hunting amusement park ever.
What's that?
It is the 8th.
Go ahead.
No, hit the breaking news.
Oh, uh-oh. You talked to JCB, right? This is legit?
It is the 8-year anniversary of Mike having the Cowlazars channel.
October what?
23rd. And I shouldn't say Mike has had the channel like way years before, but vlog #1 with his little coffee mug, October 23rd. I think JCB set it up on October 21st so everybody could have their book, and we're going live on the 23rd. We're going live on the 21st.
Well, if it's the 8-year anniversary of the first video I ever did, obviously we have to go live, and we'll have JCB's book to talk about, and maybe we'll have Netflix to talk about. Maybe we'll have Shiloh's thing to talk about.
I don't think we'll have anything but JCB because we just went over this, Mike. They need about 6 months. That's December. Then they'll have it scheduled. So we're hoping it comes out by the beginning of the year. Then and then whatever Shiloh has is coming just after that. Hopefully it's simultaneously, much like Jens's doc that might come out one day.
So there's the link to Discord. We're going to go into the Let's Talk About It channel.
We are, huh? We are. You keep doing this every week to me.
You and Candy need to talk about Skippy for a very long time. Can you reorder those searcher coins? No, I cannot. The searcher coins are done. Done. If you have one, congratulations. If you don't, sorry, you should have got one. 8 years, 8-year anniversary. That's pretty cool. So,
okay,
that day is when Netflix released.
We are going live on Thursday. We have an update on the invitation. Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
Update, invitation. So we're having an update on the invitation. It'll be very, very short. And then we go from there.
All right, that's it, everybody. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tune in because we will go over the Netflix doc inch by inch.
JK, smart person. You see what he says?
Nice, JK Pioneer. And then here we go. We met you at World Series of Fenn a couple times. That's awesome. And that's what it's all about, people. The friendships that were made through the thrill of the chase.
And just because you're a lover of silver, I'll say, people are like, JK Pioneer, the silver guy. And I'm like, exactly. You're like known as the silver guy.
Everybody thinks you were Tumble Bear Load, but
yeah,
that idea has been floated around.
Mountain man that throws.
Book release 10/23, treasure found by the 30th. Yeah, only if you find it, Davio. Are you working on JCB's hunt, Davio? Are you going all in?
I hear teams are forming.
Of course they are. It's $1 million treasure hunt. How can they not be?
No, it's a multi-million-dollar treasure hunt.
Silver Sam. But Dan, I got rid of your comment. So that long paragraph you put a month ago about the olive jar, it was held for review. I just now released it. So
were you cursing? It only gets held for review if you're cursing. You're cursing. You're cursing.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you Thursday for the invitation, and I'm sure we'll be back Monday to talk about something. Isn't that right, Kpro?
Oh, last comment. If you ever cut your beard again, we're going to have an issue. Like a major
I trimmed
issue.
it. It's there. I just trimmed it.
You know what? I pretty much let you do your thing. Not when it comes to that beard. I like the beard. I don't like a Ben beard. I don't like that beard. I like
It'll be back.
Beard.
It'll be back.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Subscribe, like the video, comment. We'll see you next time.
Cowlazars, come on, let's have some adventures.